Well, raise a glass, everybody. Despite the fact that this is probably one of my favorite pieces of music of all time, this is not one of my favorite pieces of Notre Dame football I've experienced in my life, which is unfortunate. But maybe this is me putting a veneer on what we just witnessed tonight. So thank you everyone for joining the Fighting Irish Faithful Show, volume 151, season 5, episode 32. The dream ends in Marcus Freeman year 3, and the dream ends of 2024 will not go on the yellow sign, and that is sad. And there's no other way to describe that. We really want that second quarterback. More to come on that because we have a piece about that. But yes, Notre Dame Falls, as y'all know. We fall 23-34 to the poisonous nut trees, the Buckeyes. So, and I'm really sorry this is stupid loud for all you guys. Anyway, thank you for joining us. My initial thoughts of the game, I'll say this. Second half, I do think the team showed heart. I don't put a whole lot of stock into the missed field goal. There are some statistics that do jump off the page, which we will get into, that demonstrate why Ohio State won. And there are some historical references that we will talk about that unfortunately are similarities to other games in similar states. Now with that, I will also say that this team, quite frankly, has exceeded all of my expectations. I was not expecting Notre Dame to, quite frankly, make the national championship after losing to NIU at home. So, we don't need to get too crazy about all of this tonight, but yeah, that's kind of where we are tonight. So, we'll go over to Lynch Mob first. And Lynch, come off mute. If you don't like WSA, we can turn him off, but it's kind of soothing, honestly.
Yeah, if I fall asleep, forgive me for
Did
that.
you fall asleep? I mean, I can turn it off, like.
No, you're good, you're good.
We'll flay Claude off here, yeah. So what's up, man? How you feeling? I mean, I'm sure you're not great, but what?
Right.
Just give me your thoughts, brother.
Not great, but not horrible. I mean, it ended up being closer than I was anticipating there for a little while.
It's looking pretty bad there for a while. I won't lie.
Yeah. It just took too long to get going.
Yep. Well, and that's something that's troublesome here because there's a couple reasons why we're late here with the show. I was holding my child who was fast asleep, waiting for the doc to put her pajamas on, put the baby down, whatever, right? So that being said, I don't understand why Notre Dame abandoned the run so quickly. I'll just be very blunt about it. We ran the ball 44% of the time. And we only had 26 attempts. Now, what's really crazy about it is 17 of those were Riley Leonard. 7 of them combined were for Price and Love, and to me that seems criminal. I don't know.
Yeah,
what's your thought about that, Lynch.
I agree. I just don't know if it was we just couldn't get outside or even through the middle. It was just a rough time on the front for sure.
I mean, it just doesn't even seem like we really tried to develop a legit run game between the tackles, right? And you know, and don't get me wrong, when you fall behind huge in the second quarter, it's really hard to come back from that. Don't get me wrong, right? So maybe circumstances dictated we had to pass, and thank God we have Greathouse to be athletic and whatnot, right? So all I'm saying is that's the first thing that jumped off the spreadsheet here was 44% run percentage for Notre Dame, and I'm having to scroll very far to the left to see when the last time we had as few run plays, and honestly, this is less run plays than we had against NIU. NIU, we ran the ball 45.9% of the time. Tonight, 44.8%. So, I'm not saying that that's indicative of why we lost, right? There's a couple other, there's a whole other side of the ball we're not even talking about right now, but simultaneously, it's like, well, on offense, we didn't do ourselves much help. Third down wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, but I'll say this, the third down percentage of Ohio State was stellar. 75%? Fuck. That hurts. That really hurts.
Yeah, that's hard to beat.
It's really hard to beat. And then furthermore, very high level, Ohio State, do you know how many yards they ran?
Oh, probably several.
214 on the ground. It's really bad. So, now sidebar is this is the doc speaking, right? At least she says this with such, directness, yet with sincerity, and not meant to be hurtful. But she basically said, well, at least Notre Dame didn't get death bucketed because it looked really bad there for a while. And she is correct. This easily could have gotten out of hand. And I do think Notre Dame did show some resolve to come back and demonstrate, some level of a comeback. It didn't quite work out. A mixed field goal, right? Like, this is just a rough place to be. So, Lynch, anything else you want to get with us? We got a lot of people who want to talk, so we'll let people talk.
No, go ahead.
All right, Lynch Mob, really appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. Co-worker per se of Those Leprechauns Media, who we are still part of. And I'm really sorry if my microphone is clipping here on you guys. I really have it really far away, but it seems like it's really hot today. I'm not really sure why. We'll go over to Mike Sloan next. Mac, I see you there. What's up? Mike Sloan, what's up? Everybody knows the rules. Everyone can be pissed off. It's fine. Just no commandment breaking. I'm going to be really strict about that tonight. What's up, Mike?
No, I don't know if you really want to know, to be honest with you.
Well, just high level. I mean, obviously, we're all disappointed, and that's probably an understatement. I guess, is there some straw you can grasp at least made you surprised, other than a negative surprise, or I don't know. Just I mean, you requested to speak, so maybe I should just shut up and let you speak.
I'm actually surprised. I mean, granted, this is a lot of bourbon talking, but I'm sick and tired of seeing and listening and reading and hearing all these moral victory people that just want to grab one of the, 14 wins, program history. Nobody gives a shit about that. Mm-hmm. Nobody. that's the process that you have to go through to get to the national title game. So anybody that made it, they can celebrate the 14 game, whatever. I don't understand how you can get to this game and be this stagnant on defense. It absolutely blows
Yeah.
my mind.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that's what I purposely didn't talk about because I knew someone else would bring it up. The defensive lack of performance, I'll put it that way, really was the shocker for me. What seemed to be the backbone of this team, quite frankly, kind of felt like it let us down, and that really sucks because that's something we were waving the banner on Friday on this show. Is like, well, we got a great defense and da 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 da, and like let me put it another way. Head to head here, if I'm looking at the numbers, Ohio State throwing 231 passing yards doesn't surprise me. But what really sucks is that they had 214 yards on the ground to our 53. Ouch.
We got smoked every element of the game. The first possession, we kind of dominated the line of scrimmage. We moved it downfield. We ate up a lot
That
of the
was
clock.
great. I'm like holding the baby and just I'm like second. First quarter is basically 3/4 over. Like it was great.
Right. The first quarter of the game, we kind of established that we're going to dominate this game, and then once they took possession, it was over.
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
Just absolutely, it's disappointing, but it's mind-boggling, and you have to point to the defense, but you almost can't because they've carried this team all year long. You have to cut them a little bit of slack because they can't do it all every single game, even though they have. They've been the backbone of the team. But my God, man, how in the world do you leave so many guys not open, okay, wide open, not contested? I'm talking guys wide open to where they can just gracefully catch the ball, turn, and get a few more yards.
Mm-hmm.
It blows my mind. It almost makes you wonder if Golden is actually going to the Bengals or wherever, and he just didn't give a shit. Like, I don't care about the moral side of it. I don't give a shit about none of that. None of that means anything to me. Yeah. All these people that want to jump up and say, oh, well, I still love my team, blah, blah, blah. You know what? Everybody loves the team. We don't need to hear that stupid shit. Starting
come the end of the game, that's when I turn off social media, and it's like, okay, like there's no good that comes out of this. And
right, start accepting some criticism when it's warranted. You know what I mean? Praise the team when it's warranted, and also criticize them when it's warranted. The coaching on this game was atrocious. How in the hell do you go into? I mean, I don't give a shit what you've got going on through the week, whatever. How do you go into the national championship game not absolutely chewing on gunpowder, ready to kill everybody? Mm-hmm. It just blows my mind how you're not mentally prepared and mentally coached up and ready to perform. I mean, this was embarrassing. I mean, it truly was an embarrassing situation that we got our asses handed to us pretty much for 3/4, and they had no answer. Guys wide open, missing tackles. I mean, playing off of guys, giving them a chance to catch the ball and turn and get a few more yards. It looked like we had no business being in the game. And guess what? Kelly couldn't win the big games. Okay, Freeman wins the big games, gets losses to teams that we shouldn't lose to, and guess what? We're back in the same position. We're losing the major games that count.
Yeah,
there's not much of an upgrade.
Well, I would disagree a little bit because we did win 2 New Year's Six backs to back, and beating the SEC championship. Beating the SEC champion is worth something, even though everyone could argue that Georgia is down. Or the SEC as a whole is down. Playing Penn State, okay, they're not a world beater. But, I do think they were a respectable team. So I don't want to take anything away from Notre Dame or necessarily penalize Notre Dame for, taking care of what was put on their plate, if I may say. That's a byproduct of this new playoff format. That being said, because let me put it another way, Mike, and this is kind of a defeatist, irrelevant argument, but do you really think Kelly would have won 2 New Year's Six bowls back to back?
No, probably not. But haven't we?
And I'm not trying to wrap myself in a warm blanket of mediocrity with that statement. All I'm saying is, for Notre Dame as a program, we've been dying for any sort of glimmer, wrinkle of success. Period. And then we go to the national championship, and I'm upset with everybody else about not taking care of business in the game that matters. I'm with you, okay? All I'm saying is I am not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater, and I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater with the respect of what this team did accomplish for the program and the university as a whole and the fan base, etc., to winning all the games they did, to finally get to this point. Because let's face it, this isn't, hey, you squeaked out a win against Pittsburgh in triple overtime, and you had a good win against Oklahoma, and you kicked 5 field goals against USC. Oh, and by the way, you're undefeated, and so you're the only undefeated team that's not in a postseason ban. So yeah, we're going to put you in the national championship against Alabama, who has 1 loss. That is not what happened this year, okay? And I know you do not believe that Notre Dame didn't belong to be in the game. That's not what I'm saying. So I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but simultaneously, I'm like, I do know Notre Dame deserved to be there as far as the format of the playoffs, panned out.
No, we absolutely deserve to be there. When you look at what we've done since the NIU loss, yes, we absolutely deserve to be there. But up until this game, and when you started the second quarter, no, we did not deserve to be there based on what we saw from the second quarter on. Here's the thing, was Ohio State a world beater? No, they've been beaten. They've been proven that they can be beat.
That's what's frustrating about this game.
It's not like they were putting up 60 on everybody and only allowing 3 points. They were a beatable team, and we went into that game unprepared, got out-coached. The defensive coaching was just atrocious. We're down 16 with 6 minutes left, and we settle for 3 points that we miss. Where's your instinct to try to win this game? It's like you're trying not to lose by a big margin instead of trying to win the game. I mean, that's just bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't I'm not Coach Freeman, and I didn't look too much into the details of the specifics of what was happening, what was not happening. But I do know we went for it on 4th down earlier in the game, and it was unsuccessful on offense. But I guess my whole thing, and I do not want to put all of this on the offensive, quote, not executing, because I'll be honest, in Notre Dame in close games was averaging 24 points. Well, we had fucking 23 points tonight. Okay.
Yeah, I get it, but look at this situation. You're down 16 with 6 minutes to go. Okay, even if you make the field goal, you're still down 2 scores with 6 minutes. Still. It's not like that field goal is going to make it a 1-score game. You're still going to be down two scores. So you have to go for 7.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no question. You have to go for 8, actually. You have to hope and pray that you get 2 touchdowns and 2 2-point conversions just to tie the game with 6 minutes to go. And you go for 3, it's irrelevant if you make it or not. It's still a 2-score game.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. It was 4th and goal at that point. I'm looking at ESPN now. It's 4th and goal. We're at the Ohio State 9. So Jeter's, clanging off the upright, a 27-yard field goal. So I'm with you there. It is disappointing to see. But we did make them go and punt, and we did score right after that. I don't know. Just the result is very disappointing.
Reading, the level of accepting what we saw tonight blows my mind. But you see
Who's
it every
accepting
year.
it?
I mean, everybody that you read, oh, still love my team. Oh, I'm not giving
Those
up
people.
on them. Oh, we were there. Blah, blah, blah. You know what? You had one game. You should have come out of the tunnel tonight like you absolutely, like you had gasoline in your veins.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's no, I don't even know how to put the words to it. There's no explanation possible other than you should have come out tonight like your damn veins were on fire, and they didn't. They got out coached, they got out hustled, they had no answer on offense, they had zero answer on defense. I'm not talking coverage and it was tight and these guys are making
I'm not too surprised with the performance of the offense, but
guys wide open.
Yeah, the defense is troublesome. I won't lie.
So, okay, where are we at versus where we were? Yeah, we won a couple of bowl games. Okay, great. Is it an accomplishment versus the Kelly area? Sure. But is that what we're going to settle for? Is the Sugar Bowl and Orange Bowl? No. We had an opportunity tonight to win a national championship, and we got smoked. Absolutely smoked. It wasn't even close until the last few minutes. The last few minutes, it looked like we had life, and we still shit the bed. It's just unacceptable. And so many of these so-called fans are fine with that. That blows my mind. Where's the accountability? I'm sorry. I don't care to piss off the coaches and call them out and blah, blah, blah and all that. That's what you get paid to do. You get paid millions of dollars to come in and win national championships. Not to win Sugar Bowls, not to win Orange Bowls, not to show up and get out coached and lay down and have a defense that was elite to all of a sudden looking like you had no business being on the field. We had guys getting wide open. I hadn't had that really happen all year long, but tonight, for whatever reason, is it because Ohio State are they're world beaters? No.
Yeah.
Not at all. They've been beaten. They've been proven that they can be shut down.
Yeah,
we didn't prepare.
I'm doing this on the fly, so bear with me, everyone. So if anyone missed the pregame show, in the close games that Ohio State had, Michigan, Texas, Nebraska, right? Ohio State on third down averaged 31%, and on their scoring drives, they averaged 33%. I think what Mike Sloan is getting at is the disappointing of those two particular statistics tonight, which are Ohio State was 75% on third down, 9 of 12, and they were also 75% on scoring drives. It's really bad. They scored on their first 5 possessions straight. Touchdown, 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 field goal. Right. That's it. They had one punt this game. Like that.
Our defense is usually elite, and we
sucks.
Had one fumble recovery on defense. Mm-hmm. And again, you almost have to give the defense a pass because they have been the backbone all year. You can't expect them to show up 24/7, 365. They have to have.
I'm with you, Mike. I'm just saying, defense does win championships, though, and we've all known that this offense is not, Joe Burrow or Tua Tagovailoa or Kyler Murray. Pick your favorite, whatever offensive, historical guy in college football. The fact that the defense allowed 75% conversion on third down, it's really hard to beat a team when they do that to you. You know what I'm saying? I think it really breaks down to that.
Why are they doing that to us, though?
I mean, I'd have to break down field and look at, the coverages and this, that, and the other, which I'm not going to do tonight. Obviously, we're trying to get reaction from everybody here. But, Mike, any other thoughts? And then we're going to move on.
No, like I said, I apologize. I'm 12 Coronas deep and into the bourbon already, and I don't foresee me stopping anytime soon. I'm not working tomorrow. I don't give a shit if I'm up all night drinking.
Yeah.
I'm pissed off like everybody else. I just have a hard time accepting the so-called fans that, hate criticism. They hate for you to say anything bad about the team, even though it's warranted. They hate you bringing up facts. It's, it
Sounds
just
like they
kills
don't
me.
like this show. That's for sure.
No, it just people absolutely they will live and die by never saying a bad word, and everything that they do is fine, and anything that they do wrong is fine. And I've dedicated my life and time and energy and effort and everything that you can possibly think of to Notre Dame football since I was a kid. And
Hmm.
I cannot accept just, unnecessary bullshit that shouldn't happen. We're no different now than we were in the 2012 title game, barring winning 2 bowl games. Does it seem like we're a step up? Sure. But
Yeah,
when it all
that's a good
comes down
question.
to
I
it,
actually have the a tab here about that. I'm trying to compile it on the fly for y'all, so it'll take some time, Mike. So as we chat and get with other people, I'm gonna slowly fill in the comparison chart per se, because I here's the deal. And Mike, thank you very much. I really appreciate you, because I think your feelings, your opinion is very valid, very warranted, because we go back to Alabama 2012. First off, we lost that game by 28 points, right? It's the worst of the recent, especially in the Kelly era, of losing big games, right? So, where was Alabama on third down? Alabama was worse, 62%. They were 8 of 13. Maybe it's a function of possessions. I don't know. I don't have, because this is more of a recent stat, I do not have scoring drives in that, because I'm pretty sure I added that like 2 seasons ago. So I don't have what Alabama's scoring drive percentage was in the game down there at Hard Rock. So, Mike,
no, but
thank you so much.
let me point this out.
Yep, go for it.
I would say that the 2012 Alabama team was a lot better than the 2024 Ohio State team. Just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But
You may not be wrong.
and the 2012 Notre Dame defensive team they were good, but I feel that this team defensively this year for us was better.
Oh, I
And
agree
how
with
you
that.
go into
My
the
my
national
knee-jerk
championship
reaction is
game.
that is correct. We will do probably, look, sidebar. And Mike, thanks so much. We're gonna move on. I will say this: we're not done here. We'll do another show, whether we do it with 5 Foot Nothing Pod or whoever, or maybe we'll just do a kind of a season wrap up kind of thing, to lick our wounds or whatever going forward. But we, yeah, I agree with Mike. I do think that clearly this 2024 team was better, and that the 2012 Alabama team was better than the 2024 Ohio State team. So, Mike,
I'm not
thanks
going
so
to hold
much.
you. Yeah, no problem. I'm not going to hold you. Like I said, I've got a lot of the bourbon talking. I'm aggravated. I'm pissed. I really wanted this game, like all of us.
If the
I thought we
bourbon
had a
is
good,
talking, that
legit-
means it's pure truth, and that's
Well,
we do not shy from truth and facts on this show, as you know.
I really felt that we had a chance tonight, but hey, as it is, we're back as runners up, and there's no banners for that, and we will be remembered as the team that lost it, the team that blew it, and we'll be back next year, starting the season at Miami, cheering them on again, and hope to get back to the playoffs, and
Against
we'll try to
Carson
win
Beck.
again. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, my man. Love you guys.
All
Go
right, man.
Irish, and we'll try it again.
Go Irish, and we'll see you in Miami, I guess. I don't even know when that game is. It's far from now, but obviously we're far from that. Thank you, Mike Sloan. Mac, I see you there. Mike, you feel free to go on mute. Mac, what's up, man?
So I want to rant a little bit.
Go for it.
I'd like to say this is not anything on Denbrock. It's not anything on Golden. It's not anything on Freeman. But it's time to pay to play. I mean, I've said this for a long time on ever since I think my first call. I want to see the university next year pay to play. I want to see if they are just okay with being in the playoffs, or do they actually want to win? So, because
are you
Michigan,
saying that there is a discrepancy in talent that is resulting in this loss tonight?
I mean, come on. Ohio was by far better. They were. They had better.
Not by much.
I don't think so. Was there a point other than after the first drive?
Are you saying that talent is what drove Ohio State to be successful on 75% of their drives?
I do. I mean, after the first drive. Well, hold on. If you just watched the game.
I did watch the game.
Well, no, let me finish. After the first drive of the game, where Notre Dame had the momentum, and then Ohio tied it up,
and it's halfway through the second quarter. Oh no, not quite that bad.
But from that point on, was Notre Dame really in it? They couldn't even get a stop.
There's a lot of clock left.
Okay.
There's a lot of clock left. I mean, I'm being very rational about this.
It was an ass whooping. Like, they worked.
I'm not saying you're wrong either. Like, we were down huge, especially at the beginning of the third quarter when they fucking score right away. Like,
okay,
trust me, I'm kicking stuff in my house when that's happening.
But Joe, if you get your ass whooped, that means that the other team was just better than you. They were better.
That's fair.
They didn't. I'm going to say this: Notre Dame didn't lose the game. When you lose the game, that means it was yours to have, and you made a mental mistake. They didn't have any turnovers, nothing. They got beat.
They did get beat. Oh no,
they were better.
Trust me. Everyone wants that second quarterback.
So that's my point. It's time to pay to play. If this university, I want to see. Is this university just okay with going to the bowl games and being a playoff contender or playoff participant and making the money off of that? Or do they want to win a national championship? And
I think the university has been very direct and upfront. I mean, they went all the way to the game. We won all the games before us, and we got to the game. So clearly, we want to get there.
Let's play with an equal playing field with Michigan, like they did like Michigan did last year. Let's play an equal playing field.
I mean, we shouldn't cheat. I'm not going to condone that.
Well, you know what? Let's play with an equal playing field.
Are you saying that Ohio State cheated and that's why they won today? And we should do the same? Is that what you're saying?
Okay, what's the GPA standard at Notre Dame to just be on the football team?
Well, okay, now you're getting into something very much more sensitive.
State?
Do you really think that Notre Dame should just, forego the academics and
Joe,
pay the piper to... Hold on a second. Do you really think that Notre Dame should forego the academics and just say, you know what, all we care about is football glory. We don't give a shit about these people, our student athletes, overall, you know what I'm saying? Like, do you really want our players to be the same as Ohio State players? Is that what you want, Mac?
But Joe, with the NIL,
no, answer the question. You proposed that we should do that. You would rather have dumb shits on our football team.
Hold on, let me.
No, would you rather have dumb shits on the football team?
Said yes.
Why? Then how are we different from Ohio State?
You just asked why. Can I say why?
Sure, go ahead.
Because in my opinion, what college football has become, and what it's going to be going forward, is it is the minor leagues to the NFL.
Who gives a shit about
That's
the NFL?
what it is.
I don't care about the NFL.
But I understand you don't. But that's what it's becoming.
I don't think you do. I don't think you do, Mac, because if that is the case...
What do you mean?
Hear me out. If that is the case, then why are you a Notre Dame football fan? What distinguishes Notre Dame from Ohio State or some of these other schools that don't give a shit about academics, don't give a shit about the 4 years for 40, or I'm missing the expression. What makes Notre Dame different or distinguishes them from these other schools?
It's my team.
Notre Dame is much more than just their football team. I realize that a lot of people put a lot of stock into that, and me included, obviously, because I'm doing a fucking football podcast, okay, instead of being in bed with my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay? Because it's fucking 12:30 in the morning, and I have to work tomorrow, and we just fucking lost a game, right. All right? So don't tell me that this team should be just like fucking Alabama, Georgia, maybe not Clemson, but Ohio State, or pick some other dirtbag school that I don't give a shit about. Okay? No, we're the University of Notre Dame. We should be the fucking city on the hill. We should actually demand that our players go to class, actually learn fucking calculus, can actually read and write, and actually speak the English fucking language.
Okay.
And move on from there and actually better themselves and their community around them. Period. No discussion. Okay. I fail to ever sacrifice that as a Notre Dame fan. And if you want Notre Dame to sacrifice that because you want a national championship, then fine. Here's your 30 pieces of silver. I wish I had some quarters. Oh, here. Joe, I got some quarters.
Joe, may I rebuttal? May I rebuttal, please? Look, Stanford University. Nobody puts them down, and they are highly respected. So is Harvard University and their football team. But then be that. But don't pretend that you want to win a national championship when you handicap yourself.
Neither of those schools have been even close to winning a national championship that Notre Dame has.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying
yes,
Stanford is a wonderful academic school. And they are, they have a respectable. Everybody respects them in college football. But if you want to go win a national championship, which Notre Dame claims they want to do, don't handicap yourself.
I don't think that player talent and recruiting here, Mac. We're gonna move on because we got a bunch of other people, and I'm trying to cut you off. There's a ton of other people who want to go, and you and I have already had this conversation, quite frankly, on a previous podcast. I will say this: Notre Dame has already played a team quite frankly with better talent, which was Georgia this year, and we won. Okay. I do not think Notre Dame's loss tonight is a function of the lack of talent on Notre Dame's side and this huge discrepancy that's on Ohio State's side. On average, the ranking of 24/7 Sports was like 7, okay, like 9.3 to like 2 point whatever. It was really close, okay. It's really inconsequential. It's a function of we let the fucking second quarter get away from us. Can we just be very straightforward with that and just look at what happened in the fucking game, and we don't have to look at the huge macro shit? Do we have to look at the macro shit tonight and say, oh, that's the problem with why we lost tonight? That seems really, really far-fetched, and I can't go there with you tonight. And I don't think most fans are going to go there with you.
Can I still say I love you, Joe?
Hey, I love you. God bless you. And it's ordinary time. Christmas is over. I should probably take my lights down. So
I'm super pissed. I love you.
Hey, everyone's pissed. I'm not mad at you, man. I just can't go with you and just say we have to, turn Notre Dame into fucking Ohio State. I can't go there with you. Let's go to Coach Barsegian. Let's move on.
Hey, God bless.
Blessings
God bless.
to you. God bless us, everyone, as Tiny Tim once said. Where's the Jameson? Coach Barsegian, what's up?
Pissed like you. So.
Oh, everyone's pissed, obviously. Wait, hold on. Let me turn your mic up. You're really quiet for some reason.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to counter Mac real quick.
There you go.
In the nicest way possible, because I've had to put up with so much bullshit tonight. Again, and it's ridiculous. I've had to say this like the last four podcasts.
Hey, Coach, real quick. I won't name who, but I literally defended you tonight. Someone was like, "What? What's the deal with Coach Barsegian?" And I was just like, "Hey, just let him go. It's all good, you know."
Thank you. And I haven't paid much attention to it. I've just gotten some notifications here and there. I learned a long time ago, and I'll get to this point. Don't read the comments, especially on social media. Do not read the comments, especially when you have in general. Oh. If you have a huge following, ignore them. It is the cesspool of social media, most of the comments. Anyway, Mac.
I thought that's how I gained followers, but, whatever.
Well, Mac, Harvard, quote, respected, end quote, I think they compete as FBS 1AA, or not FBS, but like 1AA now. They're not even going to compete in the 1AA playoffs. It's never going to happen. So, no. Notre Dame is the only smart school that can ever make it this far. And the whole world knows it. Now, I have had to put up with so much bullshit tonight because for like the 6th or 7th podcast in a row, I have to say majority of what I tweet in game is venting and frustration. Don't take it seriously. And people take it so damn seriously. I don't even remember the dude's name, but some guy, for like the millionth time since I started this account in 2019 and came back from the grave, as you put it, to pick up Wi-Fi off the bookstore.
Yeah.
Change your handle, and you're an insult to one of the greatest people to set foot on this campus. Oh, you got me, you great keyboard warrior. I've never heard that before. Just, you people need to sit down and shut up. I've been canceled before, okay? Nothing you say is going to offend me and force me to backtrack on this Twitter account. So kiss my ass.
May I inquire, Coach,
I'm going to be here.
For some reason in my feed, I did not see said comment that resulted in said response from said member of the Notre Dame community. Can I put it that way? Who can I inquire what you said? Can we bring that up? Is that possible? Or you can paraphrase. It's okay.
It was a lot of F-bombs. Are you talking about my original tweet?
Yeah. That prompted said do-gooder here to say you need to change your handle.
I said F Ohio State. Your players can't even spell Ohio State.
Maybe I did. Say
F Al Golden. I hope you don't come back. F Riley Leonard. You never should have come to Notre Dame. F Mike Denbrock. You should have stayed in Baton Rouge. And F Marcus Freeman. You're probably not who we needed. Again. Frustration-fed tweet.
Okay.
Now, do I still feel that way for most of the people in that tweet? Yes. I'm willing to give Freeman. I'm willing to give Freeman to year 5. Okay. But for most of the people in that tweet, I stand by it.
That's interesting. I want to change subjects. Why do you say year 5? Because I have this very deep. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this once on one other show before, but I've always kind of harbored this thought in my back of my brain that year 5 was gonna be the year. I never look. I'm really happy we got to tonight, but I never thought in my wildest dreams, even before the season, that we would get to this point. I was like, can we just win a fucking New Year's 6? And that was like it. And then we got to this fucking game, and I turned to the doc, and I'm like, I can't believe we're fucking going to the Natty. And she just kind of shrugs her shoulders like, hey, we're going to the Natty. I'm like, well, it could happen. And so I always felt like this like grateful, inferiority complex. And then, when I break down Ohio State, it's like, yeah, we could beat them if we do X, Y, and Z. And, well, we didn't quite do that on defense. The offense was okay. We did win the turnover battle, so that's cool. But back to what Coach is saying, year 5, I was always like, yeah, I could see year 5 being the year, because then we're really established with NIL. Really, that's a shout out to you, Mac, by the way, because we're going to pay our players better, because apparently that's what you want. But they're going to go to fucking class, and they're going to know how to spell their fucking name. Gee whiz, God.
Year 5, I say, because that is when you've got all of your ducks in a row. You've had plenty of time to get your key recruits.
Here's the real deal.
Into place.
It's because of the quarterback. I like Riley Leonard. I respect him. When I saw him in person at the Purdue game, I was like doing the thing with the sunglasses where you're like lowering them, like, oh wow, I was like, wow, that's why he's here. And then we see him tonight, and we use him as the backbone of the offense, which is like, okay. Like in the first drive, that's cool, but I really wish you had handed the ball off to Price and Leonard a little bit more. Just one man's opinion. We didn't just abandon
Price
it.
seemed more effective than Love tonight.
That's true. I'm with you there. But I also don't think that we really gave either of them a chance. Like, I don't know.
Well, we kept getting shut down. The offensive line wasn't able to do much for anybody.
Well, that's
other
true.
than Riley Leonard
And maybe this is where the injury component just starts to bite us in the ass. Just it's one of those
I
things
disagree
where
with
maybe
that.
year 5 is the magic year, because it's like, look, we're gonna have a deep offensive line, maybe Price and Love, or Aeneas Williams is still around. Who knows? Maybe some of these new guys that are coming in. I don't know. I've always thought that year 5 was the year, because that's when CJ Carr would really be, clicking, and I'm just gonna hitch my wagon to the CJ Carr train,
I get the injury argument, but at the same time, we won.
I use that as a fucking excuse.
We won against Georgia, and we won against Penn State with the same amount of injuries.
Pretty much.
And Georgia was a completely different team than Notre Dame was as far as talent and payroll. I mean, good God, Ohio State spent almost as much money as not even the New York Yankees, as the LA Dodgers right now, the way they're just cutting checks. So, I mean, but Georgia spends almost as much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, how does it feel to be the evil empire now, Joe?
I bought a new Dodgers hat that you saw, so.
Yeah, I know. You said it was a birthday present to me. I'm just going to throw it in the closet and not ever.
I'm not sending that to you. No. My in-laws sent that to me for my birthday, which is this week, right? Hey, I've been a Dodgers fan my whole life. I
misread the tweet. The text.
That's fine. I was probably drunk when I sent it to you anyway. That's a lie. I've been a Dodgers fan my whole life, and I was like, I do not have a cap of the Dodgers. That's sacrilege. And I put something out there, and then my in-laws were like, hey, this makes it easy. So that being said, all right, Coach versus anything else? We're gonna jump over to Red Snapper. Co-host finally showed up. It's cool.
All I've got is, look, on paper, was this season a success? Yeah. I mean, if you want to be technical, on paper, 34-23 made the game sound closer than it really was.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's two sides to that coin. We accomplished what we have not been able to accomplish the last two decades, 3 decades. But, I mean, if you're going to get there, win it. Don't get there and lose. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
But
Fair enough.
Again, all these people that are getting sand in their vagina and getting their panties in a wad because I have Ara Parsegian's name and I say something that they disagree with and get offended by, get over it.
Yeah.
Anybody that's followed me for a lengthy amount of time knows that I tweet random crap, frustrations, and anything else that comes to my head very first thing during a football game. If you don't like it, don't follow me. It's that easy. So
yeah, that's what I get. Like people who feel entitled, like, well, wait a second, you're holding up this mantle, like, dude, this is social media.
Look, I went from 186 or 1,086 followers at kickoff to 1,017 as of right now.
Really? Wow, it's that bad, huh?
People are that easily offended for Notre Dame football, especially if it's something negative that they disagree with.
Maybe mine has gone up because I've been combative with. Mine's gone up. It's 14.98. I don't know what it was before the show, but all right. Thank you, Coach Parsegian, two-time national champion. Really appreciate you, despite the fact that the naysayers don't like the hard truth you're willing to give. But hey, you are a two-time national champion coach, and you know how to deliver it and demand excellence. And in addition to a statue outside of Notre Dame Stadium, there's a gate on the fucking building with your name on it. So, whatever. This is all just made up. Red Snapper, what's up, man?
Oh man, what a game!
How you doing?
It was.
Can I say that the door was cracked and had some of the dominoes fell a certain way, we could have tied it.
Well, you step back kind of from a macro point of view and you look at the playoffs in general. And did we deserve to be there? Yes, we had a great season. Did we deserve to win first, second round? Yes. Our defense played amazing. All season, there's a theme where our defense played better than I think we thought, especially with the injuries that we had throughout the year. Our defense always stepped up, always made the play, and we were kind of playing on borrowed time, more or less. And the defense, you can sit there and throw shade at Al Golden. Why are we in cover zero and this and that? But the defense, like I said in the last show, is a bend, don't break. And they've done a great job. Get down into the red zone where the field compacts, and they're pretty stout. The hard part is when you have a team like Ohio State that doesn't turn the ball over. And then we do get a turnover.
Yeah. The
defense has done their job. The offense is what failed us tonight. Not scoring on that turnover and the missed field goal is what the difference of the game was. There's your 11 points. So
I would say
that right there to me
I'll let you finish.
Was the big thing. But my problem with this offense all year long has been their lack of creativity in sets. We have two amazing running backs. Why aren't we running split? Why don't we have them on the field at the same time?
Thank you.
Why aren't we running more jumbo packages, double tight end packages? Why are we running 3 receiver sets when we don't throw the ball very much? We're not known for throwing the ball very much.
Isn't great at doing it.
But if we had somebody who was slinging the ball, okay. If he's having an off night, okay. But this offense has not made records with its passing game. And so to put us in a position where we have to throw the ball because we're down 3 touchdowns, that's one thing. But you still had time. And so why aren't we running different sets, different motions? Here's another thing. If you're going to be so committed to the pass, why are we not running any bootlegs? Why are we not moving the pocket? Why are we forcing a pocket?
That's true.
That
Riley Leonard is a more mobile guy. Why are we not,
why
having
are we
him
not
roll out Yeah. Hey, Red Snapper's talking some scheme. You hear that, Fletch? I had to block him. He came on. He wanted to be a troll. I said I just blocked him immediately. I'm like, sorry, if you're not if you are an Ohio State person, we are gonna just boot you unless you want to have a legit conversation. But most likely we're not gonna bring you on. We got Dos Leprechauns, we got Justin Roush, we got Patty Mac, we got other people here who probably want to talk, express their mind. I'll say this.
For me, it overall encompasses the rapport, and I've said this since the beginning of the season. I am done, and hopefully Notre Dame is done with the transfer in quarterback.
I do
we
believe
need to build somebody
that is
from
over.
Within. We need to build from within.
Please.
The rapport you saw throughout the year with Angeli even was better than anything Riley Leonard had with the
and I was so disappointed on the fake punt that failed that Angeli gets the ball, because as soon as I saw who had the ball, I was like, that's Angeli. And then he's throwing at the ball. I'm like, who the fuck did he just throw to? Who's that guy? And maybe it wasn't a great pass by Angeli. I don't know. I didn't go back and watch the film. Okay, I was probably holding a baby. The whole fact that we're even in this situation is frustrating.
Angeli rolling out to his right, who doesn't have the wheels and the legs that Riley Leonard has. So the throw was low and outside because he's not used to rolling out. Angeli is a pocket passer, and we have seen that when he's played this year. So why aren't we doing that play?
Team Angeli.
It was boggling my mind. Like, why not have Buckner do it? Have it where it's a rollout, and when you have a rollout,
he's right-handed,
and it's not the person throwing the ball is not comfortable rolling out. Like, that's a problem.
I don't think necessarily. And again, I didn't watch. I need to watch film to properly assess, okay, where was the ball placement? It did look a little low where the pass was. Again, I don't know if Angeli had anybody in his face, whatever. But again, I did get excited because as soon as that play was happening, I was like, that's Angeli with the ball. And so my spirit just rises dramatically, because anyone who's listened to this show long enough, especially in the beginning of the season when, we were the Thomases of the podcasting world of Notre Dame, with respect to Riley Leonard, we're just like, oh, Angeli, just... Anyway, it's rough. I will say this, Red Snapper, Notre Dame has averaged significantly higher on not only third down percentage conversion, but scoring drive conversion. We were 41.7 on third down tonight, and 33% on our scoring drives. It's not good.
No.
Now, Ohio State was 75% on both statistics. I'm sorry. Mac, you can maybe chalk that up to the better talent. I disagree. That's one team that's just converting and executing. I mean, for fuck's sakes, Ohio State scored points on their first 5 drives in a row, and that put them in the third quarter. You know what I mean? The number of drives period was really low. Notre Dame had 9. Ohio State had only 8 fucking drives, and they scored on 6 of them. I'm sorry. It's really hard to beat a team when you can't force them to punt. Okay? And I'm not trying to, piss on anybody. I'm just that's just the numbers. That's just the fact. And that sucks. That's really hard to do. And for those facts alone is why it's it's actually kind of remarkable we only lost by 11 points. Can I say it that way? A team that is successful 75% 75% of the time. Like, let's put it another way. Someone comes to you and says, hey, we're going to struggle, but we're going to be successful on 75% of all of our scoring drives. You're like, here's my money. I'm fuck it all in, at the poker table, right? Like, yeah, like, it's really hard to beat a team when you can't stop them. And so I can't throw too many rocks at the offense. Like, okay, we didn't get it done. Obviously, we were 3 of 9, but like, does that actually mean we have to go like maybe we could have had like 1 or 2 more better? Okay, fine. And then we're 5 of 9 or 4 of 9 on our scoring drives, and that includes the like stupid knee downs at the end of the game, at the end of the second half, right? I don't know. All right, Red Snapper, let's get over to Justin Roush. We haven't seen him in a minute. We got Dose Leprechauns. We're going to bring on Fivers. Patrick, I see you. Let's bring Justin Roush on. Maybe it's Natalie. She's just wants to yell, run the damn ball. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? Why the fuck did we not run the ball? Here's the deal. With respect to RTDB, no, we're not going to hit the bell because we didn't fucking do anything that deserves us to run the fucking bell. That doesn't make sense what I just said. We did not run the ball well.
Justin, what's up, man?
He's on mute. Hit the pink button, lower left-hand corner, man.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
We ran the ball 53 yards. Ohio State had 214. Like, I had to check my glasses prescription to make sure I was reading that correctly.
Guys, I missed the beginning of the podcast, okay? So I have to fucking try to wrap my head around this. Because, in my opinion, Jeremiah Love is one of the most explosive, best players in the goddamn country. Okay.
Oh, hey, warning. Hey, come on, let's keep the GD blast down.
All right. What in the world?
That's
what
better.
What world are we painting where this dude had 5 touches? 5.
I think it's
tonight.
4.
I think he had 4 runs,
including a
and maybe
pass.
1
Okay,
touch.
I'm with you. Okay, 5 including a pass. Yeah.
Okay, well, Joe, why? Why?
I don't know.
What?
I turned to the doc in the fourth quarter. I'm like, "Where's Jeremiah Love?" And she just kind of gives me that look like, "What do you want me to say?"
I don't know.
I mean, there was a point.
What's funny is the doc actually knows who exactly I'm talking about it too now. It's working.
I had a group of 30 people with me.
Really?
In a bar in Denver, Colorado. And I'm just sitting there going, figure out a way to get number 4 the ball in space. Figure out a way to do this. But they didn't. And I just think that he's more hurt than they're leading to be.
That's possible. It may just be the fact that Denbrock pulled the old BK card. Can I say it? Because that's what everyone's been fucking waiting for. Could you just pull the BK card of abandon the run, abandon all hope, RTDBers, and we're gonna have a quarterback who has not shown us historically that he can push the ball with his arm. No offense. But he really hasn't, and now we're going to just rely on passing the fucking football, and we're going to run the ball lower than we ever have all fucking season. I don't know.
Yeah, that was just the biggest, the biggest thing that was breaking my heart during the whole game was just man, we have a guy that is just a difference maker, and why keep telling me week after week during this whole playoff? I just think he probably was more hurt than we actually thought.
I will say this. In defense of quote unquote our coaching staff, Ohio State was the better rushing team on defense. Rush defense, they were the 3rd in the country, averaging 89.9 Yards? Well, fuck. What did they do tonight? 53?
Yeah.
I mean, they proved that, yeah, that stat's legit, and we helped them get better in that statistic tonight.
I'm just so bummed, guys. Like, I'm just hurt like everyone else, like someone
You and
else.
me both.
I'm so pissed. Yeah, I'm fucking pissed too, man. I've been waiting for this. Listen, I'm 39
We
years
had
old.
different music planned for tonight's show, and we would have different responses, and we'd be drinking a different whiskey. Instead, we went with the baseline Jameson tonight, and we put the Lafroig 18 that I actually bought in Scotland in the back of the cupboard. That shit's staying back there. We're not going to break that out for a while. I did have a conversation with the doc. It's like, hey, we have some really, really fancy scotch and she's like, no. I got the look, and it's like, whoa, okay. That's so if any of you are invited to our 25th wedding anniversary in about 11 years, then okay, fine. No, you won't be drinking it. We will. Fuck, you guys aren't drinking that shit. That's mine. Justin, anything else? We got a bunch of people we're gonna try to get to.
I do. I have one more. On the 3rd and 11. Okay. On the 3rd and 11, where we still had some hope. We had hope.
Fourth quarter, third quarter, where are we at?
Fourth quarter.
Okay.
The 3rd and 11. The 3rd and 11 that we needed to stop to get the ball back. We're down 8. What is your thought about just going straight cover 0 and leaving him out in an island with fucking LeBron out there, like the biggest fucking fastest receiver in the country? On 3rd and 11, I just don't know about.
I don't like the cushion.
What's your opinion?
I don't like the cushion we gave him. Look. Here's the deal. If you're gonna go cover 0, you better be fucking aggressive at the line of scrimmage, because
exactly cover 0 meaning 0 yard cushion.
That's my point. Red Snapper and I are a lineup. Thank you, Red Snapper, because both of us were receivers in high school. When you were a receiver, if your corner was playing off of you, man, all you had to do was just take a line and in stride. If you're halfway athletic, you can make a decent cut, make him bite, and all you have to do is turn your head while your hips are going the other way, and you are gone. Okay, which is what happened in that. And now you've created this. You've turned a 1 yard cushion into a 6 yard cushion. Okay, if you hit him at the line of scrimmage real quick, hands on, you disrupt him, his movement, whatever, and then
you have time to turn your hips and go with him.
That's my point. And so to answer your question, it's not a function of the play call, it's the scheme behind it, where it's like, okay, you want to call cover 0? I actually have 0 problems with that. I actually encourage that. I actually personally, this is my preference because I'm more aggressive, cover him on man, but those corners, especially on the hot receivers, need to be hitting their ass at the line of scrimmage, hands in chest, and pushing them back. There needs to be some ripping, some swim move shit that must be necessary to disrupt their flow, to prevent that kind of shit from even happening, because it's a timing thing, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. That's my whole take, timing. Justin. It's like,
it disrupts timing, it disrupts the route, it gets you off your original line, spacing. Now you're closer to the sideline than you want to be, you're too far away from it.
Because the corner who's covering you, or the DB, whoever the fuck it is, they actually don't know what route you're running. Whether you're running a corner, whether you're running a slant, a 5-yard hitch, a fade, a dig route, they have no fucking idea. But the receiver knows. And so the receiver is already planning out his move ahead of time. Okay, my corner is covering me here. I'm going to try to lead him this way so I can go this way. Like, he already has this pre-planned. Okay? And so if the corner disrupts that in any way, I'm not saying he's fucked, but he's definitely a half a step at least behind where he ought to be, which maybe is all you need. Now, I would argue that Will Howard is really good, and the RD line is lacking based off injury and just in general what we've done this year. And that's not necessarily a criticism. That's just embracing reality. We said in the pregame show, and we've said basically in the last 10 shows, Notre Dame is not the sack,
heavy team.
That's not what
our
we
defense
do.
identity is not because of our behind the line of scrimmage, tackle for loss, sack.
No, what's funny is we had 2 sacks, and so did they.
Guys, Al Golden knows. Like, we know this. He knows this. You guys know this. You played high school football. If you get up in him on a 3rd down and 11, when the game is on the line, you shove him on that left shoulder because he's on the right side. You put him in that position, and now you can't tell me now Gray is a freshman corner, right? Fine. But you can give him that shove, and we're in a fucking boat race down the sideline. Because
maybe Al Golden never played receiver. I don't know. That's a real flippant comment by me, but hell, it's my show.
He was a tight end.
Was he a tight end? Oh, what the fuck does he know?
Why the fuck is he a defensive coordinator? All right.
Yeah, I don't know. No, anyway, I didn't say that.
That play, that was the play.
I agree. Like what's fun? It's not funny because it's actually tragic. As soon as that play happened, I was like doing the face palm. And I was like, fuck, this is like the Bush push game where it's like it's 4th and long and USC gets that long 4th long pass. You know what I'm saying? Everyone knows the fucking play I'm talking about. I was like, fuck, that might be the end of the game right there.
I said that pre-snap when I saw them sneaking 6 guys up, and I was like, shit. I was with family, and my aunt looks over, and she goes, oh, I'm like, no, I don't like. I would have loved to have disguised the blitz and dropped back into a zone coverage right there. I
wouldn't have done the blitz at all. Like how many? I would love. I'm not going to do this because I don't have this time of time, but I would love to watch film and to actually be curious about. Okay, how many times do we send pressure on a blitz where it's like real obvious we're sending a blitz, right? And the success rate / whatever with this team. How successful are we with blitzing? Because I'll be honest with you. The first 2 years with Al Golden, I always felt like when we blitzed, we put somebody on an island or we fucked some cornerback or whatever. And it's like, and then
they
we had
found
this,
the soft coverage.
Well, yeah. And then it resulted in just a big play for the other team. And then tonight, we have, I'd have to watch film to see what really happens. But if I go with everyone saying, like seeing this shit.
I saw it pre-snap, and if I saw it, Howard saw it. So
he's playing for fucking Ohio State, and he's gonna get a fucking ring, and he didn't even have to go to class. I don't know, sorry, Mac, I can't go with you on that. And if anyone agrees with Mac, by all means, let me ask this question. Sorry, Mac, I'm gonna have to call you out here. Roush, do you think Notre Dame should not allow their players to go to class, and they should just be a football factory? I'm putting you on the spot.
No. What? Oh gosh, what's his name? Mac. Well, Mac was talking about it. No, dude, we're.
And I'm not trying to talk shit about Mac behind his back because he's not on the show. But I'm just like, then why the fuck are we Notre Dame fans? I think you really have to dig deep and be like, why are you a fan of Notre Dame? How are you different from anyone else?
The minute
you like gold helmets? That's not a reason.
The minute he said that, I was raising my hand in this fucking podcast. And I was like, no. We are going to be Notre Dame. We're going to fucking make kids go to class. We're going to be what we represent.
They're young men.
They are young men. What did I say?
You said boys.
Kids.
Kids.
Yeah.
these young
Hey,
men.
they're over 18. They can go fight in fucking war if we ever had to, right? Hey, that's my criteria. You're 18 or above, you're a legal adult. Period. End of discussion. That's it. You're a young man. We sent men with less physical strength and less age and more wet behind the ears to fucking Normandy. And I'm not trying to be dramatic, but that is a fucking fact. Okay,
Yeah.
and so that's why I refuse to call our student athletes boys or kids. No, they're young men. And that's why I say that. And look, people don't like that. People may think, oh, well, they're inexperienced, they're in college. Like, look, you need to wake the fuck up, because these guys are in a way better experience than any one of us could ever fucking dream of. Okay? I would love to get a former player on this show. Well, actually, I take that back. We have had one or two other former players. And actually, Red Snapper and I are related to a former player. We understand the demands on these young men. And that it's no fucking joke. Okay, so to refer to them as boys or kids or whatever, I think that's inaccurate. And that's really putting it lightly. So, all right, back to Justin, and then we'll move on.
All right. Well, these young men.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm proud of them. I'm not proud of taking second place at any time.
Oh,
Why
not? It's first loser, right?
Fuck that. It's a first loser.
Yep.
I don't need these. Oh, hey, way to go, buddy. Like, that's not me. That's never gonna be me. I am just so fucking heartbroken right now, just like you are. I know you are. I met you, Joe, this year at the Stanford game. What you put together was fucking fantastic.
Boise next year, by the way.
Yeah, opening.
I mean, no, it's like early October, but
all right.
I have to still tell the doc about it, but that's a whole other topic.
I'm thoroughly.
Is Natalie coming? Is Natalie coming?
Yeah, Natalie's here. Say, run the damn ball.
Aunt Natalie.
Aunt Natalie.
Aunt Natalie.
I got 2 kids, like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Then I'm totally Auntie Natalie.
Oh, yeah, she is.
Oh, man, we went from Aunt Natalie to Auntie Natalie. That's a whole different level of whatever.
Yeah, that's like birthday present commitment right there.
All right.
Got him.
My kids like Paw Patrol and construction trucks. Okay, continue.
Hey, buddy, I'm heartbroken. I have been a Notre Dame fan my whole life. They won the title in '88 when I was 3. I woke up today and I prayed, to my dad who passed away in 2008, who was a diehard Notre Dame fan, which made me a Notre Dame fan. And at some point in this life, I just want to see this day happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. And I want every Notre Dame fan on this podcast to know this day's going to happen. It's going to fucking happen. I love Notre Dame. I love everything they stand for. I love for their academics, the way they recruit, the way they fucking go about their business. We are Notre Dame. And we will always be Notre Dame, and that is it. And fuck everyone else that don't like us.
I'm with you, man. Like this is something special that's going on, and nothing recruits better than winning. I do think that Notre Dame getting to this point in this 12-team playoff is huge. Winning 2 years, because here's the deal. For me, a lot of the angst has been just, why can't we win a fucking Sugar Bowl or a Fiesta Bowl, And we won 2 of those games this year, and for me that was really huge. for me as a fan. I will not speak for anyone else. For me, that was like I was in tears basically when we won the Sugar Bowl, because I was like, we finally did it. My wife's looking at me. I'm like, no, you don't understand. This has been so near and dear to my heart that we won the Sugar Bowl. And then we win the Orange Bowl. Kind of exercise a couple of demons in that fucking building. And then we're going back there to start next season against the fucking Canes, the U. Fuck those people. I hate Miami, by the way. If someone doesn't like me, send me tickets to that game, because then I'll have to go, because I fucking hate Miami. But that's like some weird crossing of the streams.
I think you said it best, though. You have to look at it from this perspective. It's New Year's 6, even beginning of the season, that was the target. That was the flag.
It was.
Ground.
Sure,
and
because we had an inexperienced line. We had a quarterback from fucking Duke. No disrespect, but he's from Duke. Like, we didn't pick up someone from, Alabama. You know what I mean? Like, just Duke
or Florida.
That's my point. Like, we picked up a quarterback from, our quote-unquote backyard of the ACC
team.
And it's like, who's this Riley Leonard guy? Like, I knew he was talented when we played him, but we beat him, and then we injured him, and then, so we picked up an injured quarterback, and, like, go back to one of our earlier podcasts, in the offseason, I'll probably listen to it and probably chuckle to myself, and there'll be some witty tweets, but I was just like, man, we were either, like, super spot on, or we were super, spot off, and I actually don't know, because I generally don't remember, and so I don't know if I should write an apology note to Riley Leonard right now or not. I'm leaning more towards the apology, just with respect to where we got to, but simultaneously, Justin, I really appreciate you jumping on, you and Natalie. Really, thank you very much.
You're welcome, man. Hey, thanks so much for all you've done over the last 5 years. I joined this podcast the day that Brian Kelly decided that he had a better place to be, which, good for him. We have the dude. We have the dude right now. We have a great coach.
Agreed, 100%. Mm-hmm. I think this is growing pains. Remember, this is only year 3 of a brand new head coach at Notre Dame.
Yeah, we are in a great situation. Our program is better than it's ever been, and I'm so thankful for fucking Freeman and this team coming together. This is not over. This is not.
Oh no, this is just getting going. You got to look at You got to look at it from this perspective. Nothing recruits better than winning, and we were just in the national championship. The second thing is,
got a fuck ton of money, by the way.
Look that. Thank you. Just took what I was going to say. The second point is the amount of money
we got. We got lots.
20 million. 20 million that we do not have to share because we just got to the national title. So now all of that money. Thank you, Pete Bavacqua, because he's going to be very pro football program that they're going to be able to use that money for NIL. They're going to be able to really be competitive with the 5 stars.
The lacrosse team is going to be awesome.
That's the point, is we have set ourselves up not for this year, not for next year, but the program has a brilliantly bright future ahead for the next 10 years because of this season.
It's good. It's good stuff. Despite the fact that it's a loss, which is
Joe, thanks for having us. Thanks for doing this podcast.
Hey, you can't leave yet.
Okay.
No, but we'll see.
I'm not leaving. I just wanted to tell you thank you, dude.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to Natalie.
Exactly. There's something that she needs to say still.
Run the damn ball.
Thank you, Natalie. You know, Natalie, I blame you why we lost because you didn't say any of that shit the last like 20 episodes. It seems. I don't know.
I
That's
was
not.
over at a table praying by myself.
You know what? These sound like excuses. Okay.
I know.
I need
it's
results,
fine.
not excuses.
Especially for somebody who has their own account, so you
Come
can
on,
jump on
Natalie.
wherever
Right?
you are.
Come on, Auntie Natalie. Give me a break. All right. All right. Thank you guys. Live from Colorado. Really appreciate y'all. Keep it real. Keep it safe. Chad, we brought you on. What's up?
Man, you guys are fucking hilarious. I'll tell you that much right now.
Thank you.
So, yeah, it just turns out that I'm really good friends with Justin, and he told me about your guys' golf trip out there in Indiana, watching the game and everything. You guys bring a lot to the floor. I love to hearing it.
Have you heard
I got
any of our
big,
pregame shows? Because it's very
not the pregame.
It's more stat heavy. These postgame shows, and thank you, Chad. I'm really glad that this is more reactionary. Me just getting drunk and whatever, and it just getting the response, the pulse of the fan base. But the pregame shows were like really like analytical, and I'm like looking at shit under a microscope, you know, like and so if you like numbers, then we're your bag. But if you don't like numbers, that's shit gonna put you to sleep. You know,
we've got a good 1-2 punch.
No, don't get me wrong. Numbers are good. That's what Justin thrives on. I mean, he's a number guru left and right.
That's why Justin likes us.
Exactly. Yeah.
Actually, it's really why Natalie likes us, but that's a whole other topic altogether.
She likes to run the ball more.
She likes
Justin
running
wants
football,
to
you know.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's a difference there. But look,
she
guys,
likes running back between hard bodies of tackle and guard. Natalie would rather discuss the benefits of trap versus.
Get under center.
She's like, should we do blast or trap? From I formation or split back? These are the kind of arguments I have with Natalie. You know,
talk dirty.
Oh my god, that's so good. It's so funny. I guarantee she's fucking cracking up right now, and so is Justin. But
I'm more of an I say one thing guy, but that's just me.
I do want to say one thing. Like, look, Red Snap, I totally agree with you with this national championship game. You guys are definitely 20 million, absolutely. 10, 15 years for NIL. I'd probably say 5 years, but you guys are definitely flirting with all the 5 stars that are out there because of this. My biggest concern, my biggest worry, I guess. Yeah, they will go to class because they are student athletes. You'll push them to class.
Thank you.
My biggest thing with this game.
And we'll give them all the tutors they need.
Absolutely.
See, that's the thing. That's the thing. People. Sorry, may I interrupt? Because Chad, I don't know if you were on earlier. Our friend Mac, who lives out in California, right? You know, and he, with respect to Mac, he wants Notre Dame to win a national championship, and so do I. But I'm like, look, and Chad, you're new. That's fine, and that's cool. I have a degree from the place, so I'm coming from a different level. As far as like my perspective.
Your ownership investment.
Well, that's of course. I had to give a donation so I can be in the running for my alumni lottery. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not much. It's not a crazy amount of money, but it is in the family budget. I expect Notre Dame and their student athletes to go to class, because when I was a student, I saw Jimmy Clausen and Armando Allen and all these guys in the fucking hallway going to class with their sweet, tracksuit, sweatpants, whatever you got on. And I'm just like, yeah, like they're going to class, I'm going to class, like we're all students, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all good. And so I don't want Notre Dame to let that go, because I do think Notre Dame stands for more than just fucking football. Like if football didn't exist, like you'd have academic excellence and social justice and this Catholic university doing other good shit in the world, right? That's what I'm saying. And me and Red Snapper are Catholic, so obviously we have a bias.
The best thing of Notre Dame is everything that comes with Notre Dame. So they have the full exposure and abilities of Notre Dame.
I mean, you see someone's a Notre Dame fan, it's just like, hey, what's up? Go Irish, you know? And it's just
they have everything at their disposal to be successful in the classroom,
100%.
on the field, everything.
100%. Yes, they have everything at their disposal. Yes.
So the whole argument of should they lower the
never.
academic standards?
No, they should
that
not.
should never
Absolutely
even
not.
be considered because it's Notre Dame. And
100%. I agree.
And it's not necessary because,
they're doing everything.
The university is going to do everything possible to make these guys successful when they are there. You know, we're going to give you tutors.
Bingo.
We'll give you the coaching. We'll give you the whatever you need to be successful. And quite frankly, also the university is not going to like send the olive branch to you if we don't think you actually have the aptitude or the desire to succeed in the classroom and in some of these other things, right? It is not an easy place to go to school. But, you know, hey, do you want to do something worthwhile in your life and you want to be proud of something and you want to go on and set yourself up for life? Or do you just want to go someplace that's a football factory with a dream and hope that you're going to go to the NFL? Like, you could have both at Notre Dame, and that's what I'm saying.
Oh, you absolutely can, 100%. I don't think there's a lot of players out there. I mean, look at the NIL. Look at the day and age that we're living in right now. The NCAA has nothing that prohibits a player from transferring and not.
It's a wild fucking
getting
west, man.
It's 100% the wild west. This is what happens. This is where we're at right now. Like I promise you, the Big Ten, the SEC will denounce the NCAA within a fucking year if the NCAA does not figure out their shit and tighten up things. Like there has to be a governance over the NIL. The only thing that is making Notre Dame such a, I wouldn't say the only thing, I would say one of the best things that makes Notre Dame such a positive outlook for a lot of players coming out of high school is the fact that Notre Dame has their own way of doing shit. They're not in a conference. They're not on the schedules. They do shit on their own. They're the pilgrims of it all. They're the ones that establish everything and say, if you want to be the best, get in our fucking league, get out of a conference, and come play us, right? That's what they have done for so many years. Notre Dame produces a plethora of NFL players left and right. If you want to go to a school that's going to get you to the NFL, that's going to give you a tradition, you're going to have the backing of a school, that's what Notre Dame can bring to the table. They absolutely can. They don't
100%.
They don't need a conference. They don't need a conference to boost that.
The last 2 weekends of the NFL, you saw a Notre Dame player almost every single team. Whether it was Joe Alt on the Chargers or Kyron Williams with the Rams or Estime on the Broncos.
Kyle Hamilton on the Ravens.
Like, you have throughout the teams, you saw Notre Dame grads.
For sure.
Or Notre Dame players.
100%. They produce, and they know they're going to get high-profile student athletes out of high school.
And who was the trailblazer? Jerome Bettis. And what did Jerome Bettis do? Went back and finished his degree at the University of Notre Dame.
Yeah, he's not the only one. Clausen came back. Yeah, a number of guys come back, get their degrees, which is great. Because it's a symbol of pride. It's like, hey, I went here, and it's almost like, yeah, I should go do this because it's almost like they feel obligated. Like, yeah, it's the right thing to do. You know.
No, it definitely is. So, boys, I have one question that I wanted to kind of talk about.
What's up, Jeff?
So, first half.
Yeah, we can go back to this national championship game. I do appreciate that we're talking about the high level Notre Dame stuff.
Yeah, I mean, well, shit. Justin and I talk about this shit all the time, man. He gives me the business left and right about Notre Dame. We
Chad, can I ask a question? Are you a Notre Dame fan? I'm seeing some Wisconsin stuff.
I'm a Badger fan. I'm Wisconsin Badger. Okay. So Justin and I, we went back to Chi-Town.
Wisconsin?
Notre Dame game. Yes, I am.
Where?
Yeah.
Where in Wisconsin?
Just north of Madison, small town called DeForest.
North of Madison. Okay. My roommate in college for 2 years, his family is from from the Madison area. So okay.
Do you know what town?
No. They were from Madison.
Oh, just from Madison. All
But
right, yeah.
but then they moved the
I
Bay
live
Area.
50
It's
minutes
a
north.
long story, but I was just curious because Red Snapper spent some time in Wisconsin himself. So
Yeah, good little
Went
spot.
to-
Justin,
driving a limo,
Yeah.
but that's a whole other thought. But
Went to that other Catholic school in Milwaukee.
it's a Jesuit university.
Yeah,
Get it right, man.
you guys do it. All right, boys. So here's my thing. All right, so
They
first
used
half,
to
you
have
your
a good
game plan.
basketball team. They don't anymore, but whatever.
No, not so much.
The other GU
right, so-
is the one that's awesome. But anyway, sorry. Let's not turn this into a Gonzaga University podcast. But
Let him get to his question.
I got excited. We talked about. Okay, continue, Chad.
I
Sorry.
know. We all get excited. Trust me. And I'll take a shot of whiskey for this. So
Thank
here's my thing. You got your first half game plan, right? Oh, there's Justin squeaking up there. Hey, Justin.
Hey,
Sing that a
You got your first half.
I love it.
Yeah.
You got your first half game plan, and then you come out in the second half. That's got to be all about coaching. You got to adapt and overcome. I agree with what was said earlier, Justin. We were talking about this. Why Riley is running the ball 24/7. What is it? The first drive of the game, 18 plays, 17 plays, 9 minutes. Notre Dame absolutely owned the F out of Ohio State's defensive line.
And that's because we showed no tendency of quarterback run with that kind of consistency. So Ohio State's defense was not ready for that.
Correct. 100% agree with you. Obviously, from the defensive side of things, no pressure at all. Or very seldom pressure at all in the first half. That's why Ohio State dropped 21. So what do you do in the second half? I don't watch Notre Dame 24/7. You guys can clean me up here if you want to. But why are you not blitzing more often in that second half to try to get more pressure on Howard? Is it because
good question?
you don't
good
have that
question. So they hit a field goal and a touchdown in the third quarter, which honestly feels like a godsend given what happened in the second quarter. I would argue that the events of the second quarter really unraveled on Notre Dame. That really led to some problems, and that's putting it lightly, kind of put it that way. I don't have the full details behind me because I'm sure it's buried in another notebook. Because I didn't think it would fucking come up tonight prior to said show and prior to said game. But I do know for a fact, I've done this research. Alabama 2012, Ohio State 2015, Clemson 2018, Clemson 2020, and Alabama 2020. All 5 of those games prior to tonight are all kind of similar in the sense that there is one quarter that's very explosive for the opponent. And that sucks because look at tonight. I turned to the doc. The doc is my wife, and I said, "Shit! Look at what's happening tonight again." One quarter we do jack shit on the scoreboard, and our opponent puts up 21 points. Ouch! Now I will say this: the one silver lining to this team, and it's definitely too little, too late. Is okay. Ohio State scores early in the third quarter with a touchdown, and that's it. They don't get in the end zone ever again. They get a couple field goals, and that's it.
Right.
So they allowed Notre Dame to have the opportunity to creep back in it with a couple of touchdowns and we were down by 8 at one point before they hit the field goal, right, and put it out of reach. But and And I turned to the doc at the end of the fourth quarter. I was like, look, if I'm Ryan Day, I'm just going to run the ball. I don't care how many yards I get. And I'm going to kick a field goal and hope I get it and then make it a 2-point game. And right now we've got time and score on our side.
For sure.
And that's what they did. So it's a pretty straightforward game plan at the end of the game. But it's that second quarter that really bothers me.
Right. So let me ask you this. Because you called out like 6 different years, maybe 15 different years right there when you were throwing it back.
Yeah, it's 5, but
everything. Because you're an analytical and you fucking know this shit just like Justin does. Like,
well, I didn't memorize it prior to the game because I kind of tried to block it out.
I know you didn't memorize it, but you understand it enough.
I'm with you.
Yeah, it buries it deep and down inside. So, have you thought about over those years where this has happened and you just called out 7 of those years, 6 of those years? Have you been able to understand or justify or qualify what is it that is the problem to those big quarters? Have you been able to find a common denominator? Have you gone that far yet or no?
Not in said quarters. A lot of my analysis looks at the entire game because there are 4 quarters of football in 60 minutes. I will say this.
I wasn't born yesterday. I know what football is. Come on, man.
Well,
Don't
no,
talk to me.
I'm not trying to be, an a-hole when I say that.
I'm joking with you. I'm just talking shit.
For me, it comes down to where does the momentum shifts, and I look at things a little bit more intrinsically. I'm not so data driven. I look at momentum. I look at, morale. I look at those kinds of things. Sure. And there's something that is absolutely just momentum killing when you have consistent back-to-back offensive series 3 and out. Right. There is nothing more demoralizing than that. And it's not just a momentum shift for the offense that just can't get started and they keep stalling. You now are putting more pressure on your defense.
Yep.
And you're putting them on the field longer. Sometimes the best offense is also a great defense because you're keeping the other team's offense off of the field.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
When your offense is on and off, the defense has to come out and do their job. They are exposed. And so while they're out there, you don't have the availability of those coaches to get his defensive line together and say, hey, when you're seeing this, we got to stunt this way. You don't have your linebackers coach with his linebacker crew saying, hey, you guys need to start looking for this because they're chip blocking here. Those are those little blocks and those little nuances that those coaches need to be able to have their guys together and tell them as a team, as a unit, as their player personnel groupings. Those are those moments when your team is stuck on the field because your defense can't get off the field because your offense cannot sustain a drive. You cannot make those in-game shifts and those changes. And there's always a quarter that happens. And that's why, and this is where I'm going to put it right back on the offense. The offense has the responsibility of owning the time that they're on the field to allow the defense to be its most equipped.
No doubt. I totally agree with you. And that's kind of why I asked that question, because I think if you look back at any time, like in me, especially being a Badger fan, I can tell you every time when a game shifts, and I can tell you the reason why it shifts. And it's because of we got less aggressive in our play call, right? From our side of things, we were doing play action, we were doing RPO, we were running the ball down the throats, and then we got away from that, and that's what stopped us from being, that tougher team or that got us over the line. I see this a lot of times where teams don't blitz enough, right? They started blitzing heavy or they started bringing more pressure, and then they pulled back off of that. and it went to shit. So that's why I asked, like, when you look back at those games over the years, where those quarters that the teams you're playing against pummeled on those points, was it a penalty that caused you to fuck it up, or was it actual play calling from coaches that actually brought that back? So I appreciate Red Snap. I appreciate that insight, because you're absolutely right. I think 100%. There's a lot of different things that can cause that momentum to shift, but there's also a coaching aspect of it where they take their foot off the gas pedal.
Well, in this case, how much adjustment in the second quarter could Al Golden actually do when his offense didn't give him the time to get his guys together and say, hey, what are you seeing? This is what I'm seeing. What changes do we need to make? It's very much a dialogue exchange.
Sure.
What are you seeing? Because this is what I'm seeing. Without that time to get everyone together, you can't make those in-game adjustments. And so now you're limited to timeouts. You're limited to splits in the quarters. You're limited to halftime. You're not going to be able to cover everything.
Yep, for sure. I agree.
I won't lie. I'm disappointed, and this is no reflection specifically on Al Golden, but I am disappointed that our adjustments were not better, especially in the second quarter. I can't get away from 75% of third down percentage and 75% of scoring drives for Ohio State. That's unheard of. That's handing the game to them on a silver platter. And for Notre Dame to still, quote unquote, only lose by 11, honestly, it's kind of remarkable. I'm not trying to sugarcoat this shit. Here's the deal. This is something I looked at, and Chad, I don't know how much you've listened to us, if at any prior to tonight, which is fine if this is your first night. Here's the deal. There's a stat that I don't want to say I created it, but I just kind of stumbled across. I call it yards per point, and it's very simple. It's your total offense divided by your scoring offense. And it's a number, and good teams are around the 11-10 range. If you're under that, it usually means your defense did something crazy. In the close games for Notre Dame, it was 14.6, which still isn't bad. For Ohio State, it was 17 flat in the close games. This was not a close game because Ohio State beat us by more than 7 points, clearly. Our yards per point
they were up by 3 touchdowns for a good majority of the game.
It was. And so Ohio State finished the game with a yards per point of 13.1, which is still pretty decent, it is worse than what they had all season, which is 12 flat. Now, Notre Dame clearly finished worse than where they were all season. Notre Dame all season was 10.9 yards per point, which is really good, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Notre Dame still had a 13.4 yards per point. So Notre Dame was 13.4, Ohio State 13.1. They're barely better than us in yards per point, which illustrates that Notre Dame, from an efficiency standpoint on offense, was in the running, in the hunt. And it's just, all we need is the defense to make us stop. And can I say it this way? I just had a lightning hit my brain. We have been bitching, the Notre Dame community, have been bitching collectively that the offense didn't get it done. The defense didn't get it done tonight. No. You didn't stop Ohio State on third down. You didn't stop them from scoring. You didn't force them to punt, which is the first time that has happened in many years. And I'm not saying that's a good thing or whatever, because it's not a good thing. But at the same time, it's just like, it is a flip of the script, because typically we've been bitching like, well, the defense was there, but the offense didn't show up. Like, go back to 2018, pick a year.
How many of our 9 series did we punt the ball?
Punts. I don't have that. Bear with me. I gotta look that up.
Hit a tab on your spreadsheet, you'll find it.
This is where the snowball becomes the avalanche, because the deficiency in one aspect of the team becomes a handicap for the other aspect of the team.
According to this, Notre Dame only punted twice in the first half. We didn't punt it at all in the second half. We had a turnover on downs. We had some field goals, whatever. But, yeah, and we had 1 missed turnovers on downs. Yeah, third quarter.
But those 2 punts are just as important as the fact that the defense couldn't stop. So those 2 snowballed on each other, and that's what created a 21-point deficit.
I mean,
you have to
sure,
play.
but that's early in the game. I'm just saying, like, why didn't? Let me put it another way, Red Snapper. And I'm with you, right? Like, we score, they score, then we punt, they score, we punt, they score, end of half. Then they score, turnover and downs, they get a field goal. Ohio State has scored 5 times in a row every time they touch the fucking ball.
Yeah,
that's my problem.
It's more. That's more so not because of the 2 punts. That's more so of the. In all honesty,
it's the ebb and flow of the game, and the defense just isn't getting the stops we need.
Right. Well, we're talking about it tonight. I mean,
hold on, Chad, real quick, and then I'll let you go. I want to remind Red Snapper of this. Remember, this may be outdated, but remember in 2022, I think, when we went out to SC and Drew Pine was a quarterback? I mean, Grant, completely different team. But, like, him and the offense were kind of doing okay. And believe it or not, that was Drew Pine's, on paper,
best game.
That was Drew Pine's best fucking game.
I was there.
And I know you were there. All I'm saying is that, like, I forgot that you were there. Oh, my bad.
Red Snapper's like, oh, I'm always there. I'm always there in Southern Cal.
I'm always there.
Outside those ugly ass cheerleader uniforms, give me a fucking break. Fuck you.
No, don't disrespect the USC Song Girls. But that being said, the all I'm saying
only
is
good aspect of them.
It's funny.
It sure as hell ain't the band.
It ain't the band. Yeah, with their stupid sunglasses. No, I'm serious. Drew, that was one of Drew Pine's. I think that was Drew Pine's best game on paper, and we still lost. And we were like, gosh, if only the defense could get a stop against Caleb Williams, and just you know. And then tonight kind of feels a little similar, and it's like Riley Leonard had a good completion percent. He had a 68 completion percentage. The problem is Mr. Howard over at Ohio State had an 81% completion percentage. Like, where's the fucking defense? We gave them 75% on third down, 75% on scoring. Like, good God. Like, sorry, offense.
Joe, were you ever not looking at that and seeing, like, the dude's 14 for 14? I'm going, what the fuck are we doing?
No, you know I looked at this.
14 of 14 from the top 5 defense in the country, and they are 14 for 14.
Look,
what was he? 14,
Ohio
14
State was 41.6% on third down offense as a season. They're 57th in the country. I'm not going to shake my boots about that. I'm not.
No.
Like that's over all their games, everything they've done. And furthermore, so what did we say? 41.6%? Remember that, store that. I gotta find it. Sorry, it's on a different tab. Ohio State, third down conversion in the close games that were decided by 7 points or less, and I'm throwing the Texas game in there. He and Ohio State was 31%. Worse than their opponents, and fucking worse than Notre Dame. Notre Dame was 38%.
Is
In
it
the
fair
same
to say that
stats,
the Ohio
and that's why
State-
I'm so disappointed, because it's like in close games, we should have been better and we weren't, and that sucks.
But is it fair to say that the Ohio State team post loss to Michigan was a different team than the rest of the regular season?
Absolutely.
I did not isolate the statistics under that guys because I threw the Texas game in with the rest of their other games that were close, i.e. Michigan, Penn State, Nebraska, Oregon won, etc.
Yeah.
Michigan put a fire into that ass.
And I said this in the pregame show. I said I could have sliced and diced this anyway, from just post game, whatever. Since our last loss, there's a ton of ways I could have sliced and diced it, and I just chose. I'm gonna pick a score, one possession, 7 points basically, and I'm just gonna look at those games, and that's what I did. And when I divided and conquered accordingly, Notre Dame had the advantage in said quote close games.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
But unfortunately, it assumes that Notre Dame is going to keep it a close game, which they didn't, which sucks. And that's, here we are. We're drinking Jameson and not Lefroy 18. So,
or taking shots of Evan Williams when you got to work tomorrow at 6.
No!
Hey, boy.
Ow!
Hey.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's life. Hey, I love you guys. This is a good conversation. I'm glad I got to speak up. Honestly, Notre Dame's going to be here for a bit. This Freeman's got something going. Just got to tighten up a few things, but I love it all.
And
Justin
he
Rouse,
is a new coach. I'm not trying to give him an attaboy nor an excuse. Excuse me.
Hey, Joe. Chad's a Wisconsin fan. Huge Wisconsin fan.
Yes,
but he's my best buddy. He was there with me tonight, arms around me. He wanted all of this. I'm glad he jumped on the fucking podcast tonight, and you guys just got to know this guy talks with me college football every day. I hope he continues to be on our podcast moving forward. But he's right. Notre Dame's not dead.
My feelings are hurt. You're not talking to me more, Justin. You're talking to Chad.
how about we put a golf trip together and we can be friends.
You guys in the Indianapolis, Indiana area? Yeah.
We're not too far. It's doable.
I will fly out for that to make it a foursome.
Red Snapper's a better golfer than me.
Joe, you don't play golf?
Joe is a better short game guy than Red Snapper.
Just imagine.
He can outdrive me, but no one pitches better than me. Sorry, Red Snapper. No. I can lay one up on the green way the fuck better than you can. All right, this thing is digressing into spring, the Master. Let's talk about the Masters now.
We're moving to the Masters at this point.
Good God. All right.
Love you, boys. Have a great night.
Chad, I really appreciate you bringing a fresh outsider's look to this. I appreciate that you hate the Bucknuts as much as we do. I mean,
I fucking hate them.
It was funny. The doc and I were... it was me, the doc, the children. We're at Costco. We're buying all this stuff, and it's really funny. We've met the most interesting people. I'll put interesting in quotes. In the liquor aisle at Costco, where it's just whiskey on one side, and it's like the gin, the vodka, whatever on the other side. And there was this one guy, and he's just like, he sees our Notre Dame stuff on, and he's like, ugh. And this dude had to be in his 70s at least. And he's like, ugh, I really hope you guys beat Ohio State. I'll tell you what, even the cows don't even eat Buckeye nuts. I've been a farmer for years. The cows don't even eat the Buckeye nuts. They're terrible. Notre Dame, please beat them. And I was just like, yes, this guy knows what he's talking about. So
He gets it. He gets it.
he knows.
Look, I love you boys. I appreciate you guys. Let me talk. Let me be a part of your podcast. I will be here every time I see it pop up. I will be on, listening on. Appreciate you guys. Love you, Justin. Love you, brother. Sorry about the outcomes, but
Chad, off season we'll get real quiet. We'll probably do a show. Stay to X for whenever we do another show. It'll probably be a couple weeks.
Got it.
You know, we have this like unwritten tradition with 5 Foot Nothing Pod of doing a post season show. We'll probably let some of the statistics settle. That's where I'll do a real deep dive of like. And it'll be kind of disappointing because it'd be like, man, Notre Dame was so close. We were in the running of what Natty's, national championship teams were doing, and we just didn't quite get it done. Because Chad, you may not know this. This is kind of the cornerstone of the show, and then we'll probably shut things down. I started the show under the guise of not just a Notre Dame show, but like. I was so pissed that we weren't good in 2016. Well, why aren't we good? And so I just started kind of doing my own thing with no intention of doing a podcast. And long story short, I'm like, well, let's look at the last 10 teams who have won titles. How are they performing?
Numbers, statistics, and a spreadsheet.
I'm an engineer by trade, and so long story short, between Scotch and spreadsheets, which is kind of our tagline, it kind of rolls off the tongue so it's kind of fun like that. That being said, I've looked at this team, Notre Dame this year, 2024, 2025, and I'm just like, man, we're really in the running. This is unlike no other Notre Dame team I've ever seen, and we're in the running. Now, the problem, quote unquote, was that Ohio State was also operating at a national championship level, and well, we saw that tonight. So that's what really sucks about all this. It's like, man, we were in the hunt, we were in the running. Now, I see that as a positive for the program. And I really, really, really hope it's not just a splash in the pan with, coaching and players and leadership and whatever. So we compare Notre Dame to national champion teams on purpose. And no other podcast, especially no other Notre Dame podcast, is doing this. No other Notre Dame podcast is approaching this from an objective standpoint that says, this is what the best teams are doing, this is what Notre Dame is doing, and where's the gap? And so that's what we talk about week in and week out. And it changes, it evolves, and then we get fan interactions and some other stuff. But this in general is what we do, and this is what drives us. And this also isolates us because some people don't want to hear A, the inconvenient truth, or B, they're not good at math, and so they don't understand what we're talking about. And that's fine. Jesus loves them too. So
I will tell you this, and I kind of love this aspect of what you just have explained on how you have built this to be what it is. And you built this on where the champions right now.
Math? Oh.
Numbers and math, yes. You built this on where the champions and where is Notre Dame. What that tells me is that
honest.
Well, it's not only being honest,
bullshit.
But what that tells me is that your expectations of Notre Dame are to be
damn fucking champions. Straight, because here's the deal.
And this is what I love it. This is what I love about
here's
it.
Here's the deal. Notre Dame expected a fuck ton out of me when I was there. I'm an alum. I got a fucking degree from the place. That shit's, the the diplomas printed literally on sheepskin.
On sheepskin.
No, it literally is. It's kind of like
Fantastic.
weird. Don't tell PETA. Whatever.
You're not going to get that from me, so you're good.
I don't give two shits. You could tell them that Notre Dame's not gonna. It's in my safe. Okay. What are you gonna do? All right. Next to the ammo. All right. The
boy.
Hollow Point. Okay. Where are we going with this?
Boy.
Where are we going with this? What just happened? I just blacked out.
We just turned into an After Dark episode.
It's true. Election. No. Today was inauguration day, right? Okay. Anyway.
Inauguration, yeah.
What is going on? All right. All I'm saying, it's 2:00 in the morning. Gee whiz.
Cricket.
This Notre Dame expected a lot out of me when I was there, so I'm not gonna bat an eye at all to expect excellence and the best from Notre Dame. Period. And that's it. And I have to compare our football team to the teams that are the best because we're independent. We're not in a conference. Now, if you really want my opinion about some of that stuff, that's another show altogether. Red Snapper knows what I'm talking about, and some of these other regulars know what I'm talking about. But I think we should be in a conference. But that's another topic.
Can I? Hey, I'm gonna stop you right there. Ara says no dice. If you were just count the conference, you don't have to go into detail. But if you wanted to be in the conference,
because every team that's won the fucking title, 80% of them have been in a conference.
The SEC.
Just in a conference. Well, actually, I take that back. Every team that won the title,
thank you, Coach Parseghian,
won their conference championship game. It was like, and this stat is now skewed because now Ohio State didn't even play in the fucking game, so it's a little skewed now. And maybe this stat is going to be misconstrued here because of the new playoff format, which makes the new playoff format even better. I think it could be better by not giving automatic bids to conference championships. But again, we've already bitched and complained about that in the past. So, all right, Chad, we're gonna shut this sucker down. We're over 2 hours in. I really appreciate you jumping on, a Badger fan jumping on to a Notre Dame space, a Notre Dame football podcast.
Joe, can you hear me?
I do.
Chad, thanks for jumping on, dude. I appreciate you, man. You're my best friend.
Hey,
it's fucking cool.
I love you, boy. I love you, buddy. And this is awesome. I appreciate you guys giving me time to speak. This is a lot of fun. You guys 100%. Have a good stuff going on here. This isn't my first time on the show. I've listened to it many times, just never spoken up. So I appreciate you giving me the time.
What show did you hear?
Your guys' show. This is the only one that I follow because of Justin.
All right, fair enough.
All right, hey Joe. Joe, finish it up, buddy. Hey man, Joe. I love Notre Dame with all my life, man. I appreciate this show more than you know. I have fucking enjoyed
Did you like my rap?
I love your rap.
Did Chad hear my rap?
No, send it to me, though.
No, he didn't.
What the fuck, Chad? It's called Hope. Go to Spotify, look me up. It's Hope. It's like 5 minutes. If you don't see a 5-minute episode, you're wrong.
He's gonna try to pull it up right now.
That's fine. He can pull it up. We're gonna shut her down. Justin, sorry. You were giving me a lot of praise. I should shut up because you were talking me up. I'm gonna turn your microphone up. Here you go.
Joe's the fucking man. Fighting Irish podcast. Let's fucking go. 2025. We are gonna win the goddamn national championship.
Hey, what's the deuce, man?
Let's go.
I'm searching right now on Spotify.
All right, he's passionate. All right, Chad, I really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, Justin. Really appreciate you bringing people in. If this was a multi-level marketing company, 3% added to your commission check. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys.
Sorry, I didn't say much after I got off. I was counting my millions for being independent and not being in a conference for this playoff.
That's true.
Is that Red Snapper?
No, that's Coach Barsegian, two-time national champion,
Coach,
who
how you
pisses
doing, man?
everybody off, apparently.
Hey, Coach.
Yeah,
Coach.
apparently I've ruffled so many feathers tonight and lost like 70 followers.
You know what? And I love every
Those
single
people
second
have
of it.
sand in their vaginas.
Hey, Coach.
Hey, that's my quote.
Hey, Coach. Hey, Coach. Coach.
Yes.
Yes. That hug we had inside of South Bend this year at Stanford was freaking awesome, dude. Like, honestly.
How drunk are you, by the way?
How drunk am I?
Yeah.
Not very drunk.
You sounded like you'd been drinking. I was just curious.
You just fucking blew the whole thing.
No. Well, look, I pissed everybody else off on Twitter. I had to keep the streak going.
I think Red Snapper's right. This has become the After Dark episode.
Like, hey, what Joe did to have that whole thing and to see you in the stands and give you a hug was really cool. It was really cool, and I can't wait to see you guys again in the stadium.
Well, I better be careful the next time I go. There's a lot of people that are apparently pissed off enough that they hope they don't ever see me at a game. Oh, my gosh. No, that's a true story. There are people. Yeah, there are people that are so pissed off at me right now.
What are you going to do? Walk around with a big sign that says, "I am at Air Parsegian. Fight me, bitch." Like, what are you... Like, what?
No, I guess if they... Well, if they find out that I'm Eric Parsegian on Twitter, I mean, they can take a swing. They're the ones that are going to be going to jail in handcuffs. So
just bring your cop wife. You'll be good.
Oh, she'll be there. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's an off-duty cop.
And I'll be there with phone in hand to video record it. All right. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate everybody. I'm really glad that we've ended the show on a kind of a lighter mood, despite the fact that the outcome tonight was definitely not what we wanted. I did not want to play Claude WZ to open up the show. Man,
are we closer to the national champion average? Is the program in better shape than how
I could tell you 100% it's better, and let me put it another way, because we will have one other show. I cannot see us going beyond one more show. We will do one more show. It probably won't be next week. It'll probably be the week after. It'll definitely be before February or Valentine's or whatever. It'll definitely be before Valentine's. Good God. We'll get another show in. We'll do the full statistical breakdown. We will add Ohio State unfortunately to the 10-year national champion. But we will compare Notre Dame to that new grouping. So let me allow things to compile. But this team has done very well, and I will say this, it's very, very relieving to get the New Year's 6 monkey off our back. I said that after the Georgia game, that getting that game off our back was so huge, I think, for us as a program. On New Year's Day, to beat the SEC champion, to beat them by 13 points, 23-10. Like, it's I'm a happy camper. Now, I'm not a happy camper that we still scored the same amount of points but allowed Ohio State to get 34. Okay, fair. But I think as a program, I don't want to say baby steps because that just seems like an underhanded pitch that's unnecessary.
Progression, baby.
But we do need some progression. Like, Ohio State has been the fucking king of the Midwest, quite frankly. Other than last year with some fucking cheating team up north. You know, like, but
MJV 84.
What? Is she on?
He just jumped on, so if she's got something to say.
If she would like to, I don't. We don't.
Wait, is she?
We have not given MJV 84 an official title, but as someone who joined our crew, she's probably just. It's like 1 a.m. in Chicago. What's she doing? She got insomnia.
Sleep, like the rest of us.
I guess she's too.
It's gonna be hard to sleep tonight.
Don't say that. I text
Come on,
you have to
MJ.
work. She gave a sad face.
Too.
All right, MJV84. If you have anything deep you want to say, I know you would jump on now.
You are definitely invited to speak.
But knowing the time, the hour, and this, that, and the other, and you're probably just listening to us. And I know
She's
you are.
I pour myself a cup of coffee and going, oh, good God.
I don't think she's pouring coffee right now. Good God. Who's drinking coffee at 1 a.m?
Around.
What do you want, swing shift? Give me a break. No. Look, here's the deal. MJV84 holds a special place in the Ring of Honor of this podcast because she's the first female contributor. That's just a fact. First female contributor to this show. Diehard Cleveland all sports person, and part of our Stanford gathering, right? So she's one of us, and she also unfortunately had to witness me and Red Snapper get into a rumble with some random dude at the Stanford game, which is a whole other topic. But that being said,
I wouldn't quite call it a rant.
The dude put his hands on me. I played it.
It was escalation.
I played it cool. I was like, I am not going down for this numbskull. I'm just gonna, look, I'll go sit on someone's lap. It's fine. But that being said, MJV84, if you want to speak, I know you'll jump on. You don't want to. You just want to listen. It's kind of the end of the show. We're getting down to the wire. I think we're pretty much done. She'll jump on. If she has any deep, dark, thoughts about tonight's game, she's going to send it to me on a DM. It's perfectly fine. She knows where to find me. So thank you very much. I think we're going to shut things down thank you so much. Nope. She's coming on. Speaker mute. We'll give her the opportunity.
Guys, I'm just too... I don't have anything to say.
What's up, Bailey?
I'm so sad. It's Chicago time, and my kids have, 1 out of 3 has school tomorrow. It's so cold here. It's polar vortex.
Yep.
I'm just so sad. I just wanted to listen. I'm so bummed. My kids are so bummed.
Yeah.
We're so disappointed, but that's all. I'm listening to you, and I applaud you for still doing it. And I had such a wonderful time meeting all of you. You're wonderful.
Amen to that. Right back
so
at
good to meet you too.
Appreciate it, Bailey.
I got my shoulder workout that day with all the push-ups with the kids. So, hey,
I know. You guys, I mean, seriously, those I printed those pictures I bought from Amazon. Like, I'm not sure if you guys ever saw that 4x6 photo of the stadium.
No, I definitely would love to see those.
It's the best gift you could ever give anybody. It has the stadium on it, and it fits the best picture. I'll post a picture of my kids in it, but they had the best time, and you all contributed to those memories, so that was sweet. But yeah,
I mean, that was kind of the point. The point is
is
giving, family and our friends of the show, an opportunity to come together, at the Stanford game, and we're happy that your family and the rest of us could all be together. That's great.
Yes, they got such a kick from the games that we would watch on TV and seeing other people be lifted every time a touchdown. They're like, "Oh, I got to do that," and that was so sweet that you guys did that for them. So thank you so much.
Amen. Now you don't let them listen to the show week in and week out, do you?
No, never.
Thank God. Oh gosh, it's like maybe there's like bits and pieces. You could be like, hey, listen to this. This is very math, whatever, and then the rest of it cut out because Yeah.
Absolutely.
The expletive left and right.
Hey, you're the parent. You do your thing. I'm just saying, like, I don't let my kids listen to it. Granted, they're 3 and 1, but, you know.
Well, you would be surprised. My middle guy, Jack, who you guys did lift up and down, asked me the other day what a ditty party was. And my mouth.
What? Oh, God.
A giddy party?
Oh,
Yep.
Run
no.
away! Run
Man.
away!
That's not this podcast.
That's
Trap!
not-
Trap!
It's not, but I also didn't have an answer for him. I just said I'm not quite sure.
I'm not sure. That's probably a.
That was the best answer.
That's a safe answer.
Well, with a
Agreed.
super fan like LeBron James, I'm sure that Ryan Day and the Ohio State football team knows what a ditty party is.
That's funny. That's funny. The all right, I think we're gonna shut her down.
Knocked him over the park there, Coach.
Coach, thank you so much. MJV84, really appreciate you jumping on. Thank you so much, bringing us some, reality. And I think that's a good way to close things out, because we are disappointed with tonight's result. We're not happy that we lost. We're not happy we lost by 11, and we're not. But there was some opportunity. Like, can I put a little bit of a silver lining?
Go for it.
Please do.
Give it to us.
Okay, yards per point. It's kind of the stat that I kind of flagship. If I had to pick one stat that I go with, it's yards per point. We were 13.4. Do you know that Ohio State was only 13.1? Which tells me that with very, very minor changes, this game was in hand. Again, I may be grasping at straws because it doesn't look like that on the scoreboard, and that's not what ESPN is going to tell you, and it's not what, it doesn't feel that way. But if we really break things down, the yards per point was very, very close. I cannot get away from the third down percentage for discrepancy between us and Ohio State, nor the scoring drives between us and them. Like, we were 1 out of 3, they were 3 out of 4. So it's really hard to beat that. I did say in the pregame show that the second quarter was the best for Ohio State. Well, golly bee willikers. That's what Ohio State did. They scored 21 points in the second quarter, so not good. And that is similar to other, I don't want to say death bucket games. I'll end on that. But other games like Alabama 2012, Ohio State 2015, Clemson 2018, whatever. There's been one quarter that's been disastrous for Notre Dame. Unfortunately, the same thing happened tonight. The second quarter was very bad for Notre Dame. Ohio State had 21 points, and then to turn it around immediately in the third quarter for them to score right away, it is the worst possible combination. So that's a bummer. But the doc did say to me at the end of the day, at the end of the evening, before taking settling down, kids to bed, whatever. She said, "Well, look, it was not a death bucket game." If anyone's listened to us for long enough, you know what that means. So, it was not a death bucket game. Notre Dame had the opportunity. It's just, I believe the defense just didn't execute when we really needed them to. The offense, I would love you guys to run the football more. Give Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price the opportunity to be successful. We didn't do that. I'm not in the meeting rooms. I'm not, calling the plays, whatever. I'm just some guy in Central Indiana with a whiskey glass and Microsoft Excel.
Amen to that.
So I really appreciate everybody. MJV84, really appreciate you jumping on really, really late. Coach Bryce CG and down in Alabama. Chad, I don't think you're in Wisconsin. Maybe you're in Colorado. Natalie, RTDB, aficionado. Justin, Red Snapper out in California. CJ and Owen have been on forever. Justin Rush wants to say something. Dude, we're trying to close the show down, man. Come on. We're not going to go 3 hours like we did in the pregame show because clearly that didn't work. Did people at least appreciate the music that I played for the show? Did people appreciate the mashup of the Lou Holtz, Newt Rockney speeches prior to the game? I don't know.
No, absolutely love that.
I don't know. Okay, I'm getting a lot of hearts from NJV84, you know. She probably listened to it. Maybe she shared a little bit with her kids. Probably not. She probably shared the actual speeches.
I would have had a different music selection for starting off this show, but that's just me.
What would you have played this show?
You know, when Gandalf falls at the Bridge of Khazad-dûm in the Fellowship.
Oh, God.
That's what I would have played.
Oh, my gosh. I actually have that. Do I have that? Oh, my gosh. Someone talk.
Don't have it.
No, I do have that.
Justin, go ahead and unmute yourself. What did you want to say?
It's the music that starts playing right as he falls when he says, "Run, you fools."
We got some active live.
Sorry.
Right now.
I know it's really annoying.
We need some shipping up to Boston to end this thing.
No, we're not going to ship up to fucking Boston.
Why not?
Ship yourself up to Boston, all right? Here you go.
Joe.
This is what Coach Borsigian wants.
That's it.
That's fair. You know, let's go out with this. I'm a believer in just letting things roll. I was gonna go out with the alma mater, but y'all know the words. You can sing it yourself. That means that Coach Borsigian really appreciated the intro music to the last show, which is the Rohirrim theme.
Hey, Coach, I just want you to know I love you, bro. This has been a great
I
year.
love you, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Drunk. What's wrong?
I'm sober.
All right.
I've already had one douchebag try to argue with me in the comments of the show.
Was that me? Oh, no.
No, that wasn't you. It was
I
some
didn't argue with
idiot.
him
I
at
don't know
all.
who he was.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining the Fighting Irish Faithful Show. Really appreciate everybody. Apparently was the wrong channel that I turned down.
What are we doing over here?
Okay, there you go. Now we got your guys' channel. Okay, thank you for joining the Fighting Irish Faithful Show. I think we're done. It's 2:30 in the morning. Notre Dame Falls, unsuccessful. And I think we're just going to go out with quiet silence. Because what else are we going to say?
Whatever you got, buddy. Thank you so much for all you do.
I appreciate y'all. We'll do one more show at some point. Probably, maybe next Tuesday. We like to close out the season with the At the 5 Foot Nothing pod. So it may be dependent on his schedule, or what my event planner has decided. That's the doc. So we'll see what happens there, but unfortunately, we do not put another year on the yellow sign. We do not immortalize the 2024-2025 team into Notre Dame football glory.
4 horsemen rolled over in their graves.
It sucks. This is a hard pill to swallow. It is not the result at all any of us wanted, any Notre Dame wanted, any Notre Dame fan wanted. We talked a little bit about some of the statistics as to how and why this has happened. But I will say this: again, not to pick on Coach Barsegian, but the fact that we did win a New Year's Six this season, and in fact we won 2 back-to-back, it really removes a lot of the angst that I personally have felt as a fan. That is now gone, and now I feel that I can move on as a fan into what really matters, which is national title. And I genuinely have felt that the national title thing fell into our lap, and here we are holding it, and we're like, oh shit, we're going to the Natty. Again, I'm not in the meeting rooms, I'm not the coaching staff, but as a fan, I'm just like, I remember returning to the dock after we beat Penn State, and I was just like, I can't believe we're in this position, because it's like, this is beyond my expectations. And so maybe I'm shooting low, as far as, my, whatever. But simultaneously, it's like, well, this is just where I am as a fan. And I wasn't ready for this. And clearly that's not indicative of the performance tonight. But that being said, this show, I think now that we have the New Year's Six thing out of the way, twice over in the same season, I don't think we're going to let that be an influential and driving talking point. Can I put it that way? We're going to strive for national champions. We're going to strive for national championship. We're going to strive for excellence. And we're going to strive for marching on to victory. Because that's who we are. Because we are the University of Notre Dame. It didn't happen tonight. But one day it will happen. And this podcast hopes that we'll be part of it. Didn't happen tonight. We had all sorts of beautiful plans for tonight. Maybe involving me running out in the cold fucking snow, but that didn't happen. Thank God. But yeah. Notre Dame Falls to Ohio State, lose by 11. The poisonous nuts that have pot leaves on their logo win, and that's it. So we'll be back for at least one more episode prior to our hiatus before the spring game.
Right on. You guys all have a great night. It's always great talking with all of you.
Good night.
God, country, Notre Dame.
Amen.
Amen, brother.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And with that, all I can say is go to confession, get to mass. I don't know. All right. Thank you so much. Good night. Go Irish. And we'll see you next time. Good night.